Hi everybody, and Happy New Year. I'm Alan Doderlein, President of the Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance, and on behalf of the entire DBSA family, it's my pleasure to welcome you to 2014, the Year of Thriving. You've probably heard me say this word thriving a lot over the past couple of months in videos and messages, and DBSA is truly committed to changing the conversation about mood disorders from one of surviving symptoms to one of creating thriving lives. And of course, everyone deserves access to a thriving life. But there's a much deeper importance behind talking about thriving. We all know that depression and bipolar disorder are serious, potentially life-threatening conditions if they're left untreated. But did you know that lingering symptoms pose a serious risk too? In fact, people who have residual symptoms of their mood disorders are much more likely to experience a relapse. They're more vulnerable to co-occurring conditions like diabetes or hypertension, and they're at much greater risk of suicide. For these reasons, we cannot be satisfied with just getting better. We have to persevere in our wellness journeys so that we're sure we're experiencing no symptoms and we're truly thriving. So 2014, the Year of Thriving, is about raising our expectations as a community, building on our strengths, resiliencies, and sense of well-being so that we're working only towards total wellness. We as peers know that sometimes there are going to be setbacks, and the road to wellness is not always clear or easy. So we at DBSA remain committed to creating resiliencies and building on strengths and working to make sure that when we do have those setbacks, we're absolutely prepared to deal with them and continue on our journeys to wellness. DBSA's 2014, the Year of Thriving, is a year-long focus on programming that challenges each of us to raise our personal wellness expectations from just better to truly well, to demand a new focus on treatment options and methodologies that have zero residual symptoms as the goal, and to take action in our own lives and in service of others to help make this goal a reality. Programs for creating thriving communities, resources to educate peers and the public about mental health, the Depression Education Kit for chapters to host events in their communities, Target Zero, a social media campaign, DBSA's Better is Not Well, web-streamed, live, and chapter-hosted events, Say It Forward, an anti-stigma campaign in partnership with the International Bipolar Foundation, programs for creating thriving mental health care systems, advocating for changes in the way we think about and address mental health care in the United States, careforyourmind.org, shared perspectives about changing the mental health care system, a partnership with Families for Depression Awareness, grassroots advocacy training for peer advocates from California, Florida, Michigan, and Texas, Hill Day in Washington, D.C. to advocate for better resources for mental health treatment, a partnership with the National Council for Behavioral Health, and the Who 5 Challenge, for clinicians to integrate wellness measurements like the World Health Organization's 5-point Well-Being Index into their practices. Programs for creating thriving families, tools to help children, young adults, and families thrive. The Balanced Mind Parent Network with resources and online support for parents. DBSA Young Adult Council to identify areas of specialized programming for young adults. Storm in My Brain Education Kit for children living with bipolar disorder and their parents. And programs to create thriving peers, tools to help those of us who live with mood disorders access thriving lives. The Choices webinar series focused on helping peers explore all avenues of treatment options. Peer specialist training for individuals and veterans seeking to help others. The DBSA 2014 Chapter Leadership Forum, a live and web-streamed event to share best practices for DBSA chapters and support groups across the country. And the Positive 6 Thrive Challenges, 6 months of positive actions to help you thrive. As you can see, we at DBSA have a very exciting 2014 ahead of us, and we look forward to talking with, working alongside, and learning from all of you as we work together to create thriving communities, a thriving mental health care system, thriving families, and thriving peers. Thank you so much for being part of the DBSA family, and here's to a great 2014 where all of us thrive.